dito sa napaka-importanting Memorandum of Agreement na to. Alam nyo, I think first of its kind ito, no? In terms of public infrastructure, where the implementing agency like DPWH has signed a long-term agreement with the Philippine Competition Commission in order to safeguard the people's money and also in order to recover the people's money from any and all anomalous contracts that have been entered into as a result of rigged procurement activities. Nagpapasalamat tayo unang-una kay Chairman Mike dahil mabilis nilang inaaksyonan yung ating final na 12 kaso couple of weeks ago on bid rigging against 5 contractors, no, that we feel engaged in multiple counts of rigged bidding activities that resulted in the stealing of billions of pesos. So very important to make the partnership institutional and long-term. That's why we have this Memorandum of Agreement today. No, hindi lang to ngayon lang, because Chairman Mike and myself, we will not be in these positions forever. No, may taning ang aming panahon dito. Pero itong paggawa namin, itong paglagda nitong Memorandum of Agreement na to is a sign of how serious the government is under the directives of the President himself to ensure that not only will the people get their money back through the various cases that have been filed and that will be filed in the coming weeks and months, but more importantly, para hindi na maulit ito in the future. No, I think that is the lasting legacy that the President wants to leave, na tama na yung paulit-ulit na lang itong nangyayari sa atin. No, one corruption scandal after another. Let us put the necessary institutional measures in place to really prevent this from happening again. And yun ang direktiba ng Pangulo sa atin at yun ang gagawin natin ngayon. Simula dito sa Memorandum of Agreement na to with PCC, and later on, as you know, Chairman, we will also be signing a similar agreement with the Anti-Money Laundering Council after this. So, this is all part of that. And ulitin ko, kabigin-bigin na ng Pangulo, hindi enough yung may makulong, may managot. Kailangan maibalik natin yung pera ng mga kababayan natin. And with this Memorandum of Agreement, mas magiging kampante yung mga kababayan natin na sa mga susunod na taon, mahihirapan ng magnakaw ulit kung sino man ang loko-lokong gusto magnakaw ng pera ng mga kababayan natin. So with that, again, thank you very much, Chairman Mike, and I'd like to pass it on to Chairman Mike to also say a few words. Thank you.
Sec Vince, other fellow workers in government, members of the media, and to everyone joining us today, magandang umaga po. Today's Memorandum of Agreement between the PCC and the DPWH represents a shared commitment to make our public infrastructure not only strong and resilient, but also fair, transparent, and competitive. Infrastructure development has long been a cornerstone of national progress. Roads and bridges connect communities. Flood control projects protect communities, or are supposed to protect communities. Infrastructure stimulates commerce and opens doors to opportunity. Yet behind every kilometer of road and every bridge we build lies a process, one that must be founded on integrity, open competition, and accountability. When competition thrives in public procurement, taxpayers get better value for money. Projects are delivered more efficiently, costs are managed responsibly, and innovation finds room to grow. But when competition is stifled, when collusion or bid rigging takes root, the public ultimately bears the cost. This is why today's partnership matters. Under this MOA, PCC and DPWH will work hand in hand to detect to detect and prevent anti-competitive practices in infrastructure procurement. Together, we will enhance information sharing and coordination between the agencies to ensure efficient public service delivery. We will strengthen technical capacity among DPWH officials to recognize and report potential anti-competitive behavior. And we will leverage on data analytics. The PCC has a bid rigging tool called BURST, which helps identify unusual patterns in bidding activity so that red flags in bidding can be spotted early. One of the problems we've encountered, of course, is the data that's supposed to be uploaded to PhilJeps and would make our data analytics work faster. Usually, a lot of agencies do not upload the complete data, meaning they do not list all the bidders. They only list the winning bidder. And so we're working with DPWH so that at least on their end, lahat ma-upload sa PhilJeps. And we've also spoken already with the Commission on Audit so that they can require this as part of the regular audit, compliance by agencies with the posting of the information required sa PhilJeps. That will help our data analytics because it becomes easier now to spot patterns such as bid rotation and the like. This is an example of what we want to call competition by design, embedding fairness and efficiency into the very systems that drive development. It also reflects a larger principle that the PCC continues to champion, that competition policy is not just about enforcing rules. It's about building institutions that make markets and government work better for everyone. To our partners at the DPWH, we commend your openness to this collaboration. By institutionalizing competition safeguards in public works, you're not only protecting the integrity of your projects, you're helping raise public confidence in how government spends and delivers. In the end, this MOA is more than just about policy coordination. It's about nation building through fair competition. It's about ensuring that the roads and bridges are built not just with concrete and steel, but with integrity and trust. On behalf of the PCC, I thank the DPWH, Sec Vince, USEC Rico, for joining us in this effort. May this collaboration be the foundation for more partnerships that uphold our shared values, fairness, transparency, and competition for the benefit of all Filipinos. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Thank you, Secretary Dizon and Chairperson Aguinaldo. Please proceed to sign the Memorandum of Agreement. Joining Secretary Dizon and Chairperson Aguinaldo are our witnesses for today, DPWH Undersecretary Ricardo Bernabe III and PCC Executive Director Kenneth Tenate. Signatories, please rise and pose for the cameras. Thank you very much. We can grant 1 to 2 questions. Yes, Sir Joseph Morong from GMA.
Sir, pa-update lang kami. So, they filed October 3, no? Yung bid rigging against 5 construction companies. So, can we have an update? And can we elaborate on yung mechanics when we say we get the people's money back? Paano yun in that system?
Okay. Yes, so the process now is they submitted October 3, and so it's undergoing investigation and evidence gathering. Because obviously, if you're talking about, ang bid rigging po kasi namin, ang hawak ng PCC, is agreement between competitors, meaning between bidders. So there has to be an agreement between the bidders, and so we're working on establishing those connections. Okay, and so that's what's ongoing now, and we're working with DPWH. We're also working with the ICI, and I think we'll also be having a meeting with the Office of the Ombudsman, because there may have been some statements given already that might be pertinent or we could use as part of the evidence. Now, in terms of getting the money back, one of the remedies under our law, or the Philippine Competition Act, is we can impose fines and for certain anti-competitive behavior, such as this bid rigging, which is considered a per se violation. The fine could be a minimum of 110. Yeah, for the first offense, minimum of 110 million. And it can go as high as 250 million, depending on circumstances involved. And that's for each offense. And so when Secretary Vince was saying na pwedeng umabot sa so many hundreds of billions, posible po talaga, if we're able to show for each case na may violation talaga, if you add them all up, pwedeng umabot talaga ng ganung kalaki. So indirectly, it's a way of getting the money back. It's because through fines, not through restitution. Iba pa yon. Okay, kay Ombudsman Boying po yun. At saka kay Solgen. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairperson Aguinaldo. You may now be excused.
Nine 9:30 daw, 9:30. Wag mo naman pagisin naman si Chairman, ha? Kaya naman. Parang pinapagis natin kagad.
Yeah, no, it's fine. 9:30.
Oh. Unahin nyo na please ang questions kay Chairman. Please.
Hi, Chairman. Good morning po. Do we also find, kasi mayroong reports na even the losing bidders, diba, they kind of legitimize the kunwaring bidding. So do they also get fined for that?
Yes, because what the law penalizes is agreement among bidders. And so it's not just the winning bidder who gets fined, pati mga kakutsaba niya, kumbaga. So they can also be part of the fine. I think it's solidary liability pag kasama. So any one of them can be held liable. So even if the assets of, say, the winning bidder have already been seized or have been frozen, some of the losing bidders, if they were in agreement or in connivance, pwede ring habulin sila.
Another question?
Ted Cordero po from GMA News Online. Chair, may timeline na ba tayo kung kailan magkakaroon ng resolution sa mga kasong final regarding bid rigging?
It's hard to put a timeline because marami na yung unang final at marami pang susunod. So it's a question of being able to manage the resources, not to be able to give you a specific timeline. But as soon as we get clearer evidence that can connect, tuloy-tuloy na po yan. So a case will be filed, and then the commission will decide on that case. So there is a process because pag sinampa ng kaso ng enforcement office namin yan, ang next step niyan is kailangan sumagot naman the parties that were sued. You have to give them naman due process opportunity na sa batas talaga yan. And then after that, pwede na kami mag-decide. Wala pong trial sa PCC. It's all pleadings lang po and evidence.
In terms of penalties, so aside from fines, yung mga na-charge na 5, they will be disqualified forever from participating in any bidding.
Yeah, there are several laws that intersect on that. For example, I think under the Procurement Act, they would already be disqualified. The agencies themselves can already disqualify them as well. So marami pong nag-intersect ng batas. On our part, normally, after yung what we call administrative procedure sa amin, We can also endorse it to the DOJ for criminal action, but I don't think that would be really necessary now because nagfa-file po sila, Vince, sa ombudsman already. So, and when you file the ombudsman, it's usually administrative and criminal included. But, I mean, this is something that we will be communicating naman with the ombudsman and the DOJ just to ensure na we try and cover all bases. It's a good question because if you look at our law, it just says those agreement among competitors. But I think what I've heard from our enforcement office is they're looking at charging anyone who facilitated that as well. Kasi parang conspiracy na rin ang mangyayari niyan. So it's untested, but I think that is where they're leaning. So hindi lang po back ang posibleng masali dyan. It could, you know, if the evidence is there, it could go higher.
Ano po, Disemi po, Felix Laban. May tanong lang po para sa publiko. Paano nyo po masisiguro ang kasundong ito ay hindi lang symbolic, kundi konkretong resulta sa pagbabantay ng mga proyekto ng DPWH po?
Well, what they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So that is something that you should monitor, actually, to make sure hindi lang sa paper, hindi lang sa papel, pero yung nag-uusap talaga kami and all. So you can call us out on that. Kasi that's really the way it's supposed to work. So yes, we do have an agreement and I think our intentions really is to implement it. But then, madaling magsabing gagawin namin yan. Mas maganda, tingnan nyo kung nagawa nga namin.
Second question po.
Nadagdag ako siguro yan, no? Unang-una, diba? Sinabi na rin ito ng Pangulo natin, no? Ultimately, ang pag-uusga sa aming lahat dito sa gobyerno, hindi naman kung ano ang sinasabi namin eh. Hindi kung ano yung pinipirmahan namin. Pinipirmahan namin mga ganito. It's really kung ano yung gagawin namin. No, ano yung ginawa na namin, ano yung tutuloy-tuloy namin gagawin, ano pa yung mga gagawin namin sa mga susunod na buwan. So siguro, yun ang magiging basehan talaga. No, kung seryoso ba kami dito sa sinasabi namin o hindi.
Second question po. Gaano po kalaki yung pagbabagong ito maasahan ng ating publiko, yung transparency po?
Malaking bagay ito, kagaya nga ng sinabi namin kanina, kasi first of its kind to never pa pumirma ang DPWH na mga ganitong klaseng mga agreements in the past, no? Not with PCC, not with AMLAC, not with Insurance Commission nung nakaraan, not with, dati nakipagpirmahan din tayo sa Philippine Regulation Commission. Never pa nangyari ito eh. So, ang importante lang, sabi nga ng Pangulo natin, kailangan masigurado din natin na hindi na ito mauulit. At itong mga agreements na ito, yun ang objective nun. Na mahirapan na itong mga taong gumawa nito na umuulit. No? At matakot na sila. Kasi, kunyari, yung mga bidder na yan, hindi biro na magbayad ng 100 million to 200, 110 million to 250 million per violation. Per violation yun, ilan ang kontrata ni Diskaya? Di ba, 1,000? O, computin nyo. 100 billion yan. Hindi biro yan. So, ang importante dito, yung prevention, no, for the future, na hindi na maulit. No? And tingin ko, malaking, takot ang idudulot nun, kapag nakita ng mga kumpanyang nandaya at nag-rig ng bidding, na talagang papatawan sila ng ganong klaseng mga multa. And wala akong kaduda-duda na gagawin talaga yan with the evidence, gagawin talaga yan ng PCC at ni Chairman Mike.
Thank you, Secretary Vince Dizon. Yeah.
Last question for Chairman.
Siguro to add lang yung tanong niya kanina. Of course, all these cases that they've filed and relating to flood control and similar cases are priority for the PCC. Priority po siya.
Okay.
Chairman, last question po. Siguro yun na lang din po sa, with the MOA po ba, does that also mean na pwedeng you can initiate then investigations into, or would you have to wait for the DPWH to file again?
No. In fact, we can do it what they call motu proprio, meaning on our own accord. No? And in fact, I think during the testimony of one of the Discayas during the Senate Blue Ribbon hearing, they did mention that there have been biddings na mga kumpanya lang niya ang sumali. So that, I think, might be a clear indication already of bid rigging. But of course, I leave it up to our enforcement office to do that. But when we heard that, I immediately called the head of our enforcement office to look into it. Kasi parang sinabi na niya before everyone. Of course, being able to say it in general terms and finding the exact bids na kung saan nangyari yun ang hinahanap namin ngayon.
This second memorandum of agreement is equally crucial to our anti-corruption drive. It facilitates secure information sharing between the DPWH and the AMLC, enabling them to mutually request information and assistance in investigating and addressing money laundering and related financial crimes. This partnership is driven by one core principle: to get back the people's money. Through this closer coordination, both agencies can act faster in detecting unlawful activities, causing the freezing of accounts and initiating forfeiture proceedings against corrupt government officials and contractors. We turn the floor back to Secretary Vince Dizon.
Thank you. Magandang umaga. Unang-una, magpapasalamat ulit tayo kay Attorney Matt David, ang Executive Director ng Anti-Money Laundering Council, sa kanyang tulong. Alam nyo, tuloy-tuloy kami sa pagtatrabaho with AMLAC and the ICI kasi alam nyo naman, paulit-ulit sinasabi ng Pangulo natin, kailangan may balik natin itong perang to, na nawala sa mga kababayan natin. And mabilis po ang aksyon ng AMLAC. To date, I think may halos 2,000 na ata ang accounts na freeze, no? Since we started with the filing of the first case of the Ombudsman, more assets are going to get frozen as we file more cases in the next few days with the ICI sa Ombudsman. And kanina nga, nag-uusap nga kami na talagang na mabilis ang aksyon na ginagawa nila. Pero hindi pa tayo tapos, no? At tuloy-tuloy tayo dito sa pinipilit nating gawin para talagang bilisan ang pagbabalik ng pera ng mga kababayan natin. So, again, similar to what we did with the Philippine Competition Commission earlier, we are signing a long-term memorandum of agreement with the AMLAC to have easier coordination in order to simplify processes para mas mabilis nating ma-actionan kaagad pagka may mga ganitong mga nangyayari. Kasi nga, sabi ko nga nung una kaming nag-file at nung unang nag-freeze ang AMLAC, umpisa pa lang to. Maraming mafi-freeze dito na account. At yon ang paulit-ulit sinasabi ng Pangulo natin, na kailangan ma-freeze natin para hindi nila hindi mawala, hindi mabenta yung mga properties, hindi mabenta yung mga assets, hindi malipat ang mga pera sa mga accounts kung saan-saan para mabawi natin yung pera ng mga kababayan natin. So, again, this agreement will go beyond my term here in DPWH, will go beyond the term of the President, and it will be another way to prevent this sort of thing from happening again. Kasi yun ang talagang talagang I think this will be the lasting legacy of the President na ma-institute lahat ng mga reformang ito para hindi na tayo paulit-ulit dito. No? Na after 10 years, mayroon na naman ganitong panibago. Tama na, di ba? So with that, again, thank you very much, ED Matt, and I'll pass it on to ED Matt now for a few words before we sign. Thank you.
Yes, to our DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon, sir, good morning. To our colleagues and kasama sa gobyerno sa DPWH and my colleagues from the AMLC, good morning. This partnership between AMLC and DPWH marks an important milestone in our shared mission to safeguard public funds and uphold integrity in government service. At the AMLC, our work begins where evidence leads us. The data and insights and the documents or information provided that we will be provided by DPWH will serve as the backbone of our financial investigation in AMLC, particularly regarding flood control projects, and this will enable us to freeze assets, recover stolen wealth, and pursue justice. This memorandum of agreement strengthens our commitment to accountability and transparency. It opens the door to closer collaboration and seamless information sharing between two agencies, allowing both our institutions to respond swiftly and decisively. Together, we can build a strong evidence-based cases to ensure that those who misuse public resources are held fully accountable. Through this collaboration with DPWH, we are enhancing our ability to trace financial flows and recover assets linked to corruption, and return them to their rightful owners, the Filipino people. The AMLC stands ready to act without fear or favor. We will follow the money wherever it leads. Katuwangan DPWH, isiguraduhin natin na anumang korupsyon na may iniwang bakas ng salapi or ari-arian ay ating maiimbestigahan, at ang mga bakas na ito ang maghahatid sa pananagutan at katarungan para sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Let this agreement be more than just a document. Let it be a symbol of our shared resolve to protect public resources, uphold the rule of law, and serve the Filipino people with integrity. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you very much. So we'll sign.
Yes.
Pasensya na guys kasi si ED Mat may meeting ba. So
Yes po.
medyo nagmamadali siya.
Signatories, please rise and pose for the cameras. Yeah, sorry, ED needs to go, but 2 questions. So 2 questions only, 2 questions. So, wag niyong
Sir, 2 sets of questions you want? 2
sets, 2 questions only. 2 sets. 2 sets, magiging 10 tanong yan. Okay.
Sir, okay, last time, sabi po ng AMLAC is you have 6 freeze orders, no? So far 6 freeze orders. If you have an update on maybe the number of number of freeze orders and the corresponding amounts, and if you can share, only if you can share, the number of individuals that are covered by the 6 freeze orders. And how soon are we going to get these monies back?
Yeah, I can give you an update regarding the total, the value of the total frozen funds and personal and real property. Right now, as of this morning, Meron na pong 5.2 billion, and we're still waiting for the submission of other bank returns and valuation of other properties that were frozen by the 6 freeze orders po. As do individuals covered by this freeze order, as we very well know, kasama po dito I cannot mention individually kung sino kasama sa freeze orders, but kasama po dito ang ilang former DPWH officials, ang contractors and their cohorts in relation to the corruption regarding the flood control projects.
Hi, ED. Good morning po. Andrea Tagines from ABS-CBN News. Sir, dun lang po sa mga na-freeze nyo na-freeze na natin na assets, meron na ba tayong nakitang like red flags of money laundering? Like meron na bang mga nagbawas ng pera sa mga bank, nagbawas ng pera sa bank accounts maybe, nag-sell na ng assets before we were able to freeze the assets?
Aside po sa freeze order na in-issue ng Court of Appeals, 6 po iyon, nag-issue rin ng Court of Appeals ang authority for the AMLC to conduct bank inquiry. Sa bank inquiry po, pag natapos po yan, as you very well know, almost 2,000 bank accounts na ho ang na-freeze. Iniimbestigahan po niya through the bank inquiry ng mga AMLC investigators. Medyo matagal po yun kasi napakaraming iniimbestigahan o ini-inquire ng mga bank accounts. Malalaman po natin just after the bank inquiry, our investigators will submit a report at malalaman natin doon kung marami na na-withdraw. Kasi iisa-isahin po yung mga bank accounts na yon at titingnan kung marami na-withdraw during the period, especially the period from the time our president, during the SONA, mentioned that he intends to investigate yung mga flood control projects. Up to the time ma-issue yung mga freeze. Malalaman po natin after the completion of the bank inquiry of these bank accounts.
Because yesterday, Justice Reyes had a testimony before the Senate where he said na yung flow of money among and between individuals that are involved by cash. So, does it make it difficult for the AMLAC na ganun yung flow ng money? And if it's moving that way, pwede ba natin silang makita somehow? Paano yun, sir? It's difficult kasi I'm sure hindi na magbabangko-bangko yan. Baka mamaya tulad ng mga dinideliver na lang sa bahay. Paano yun, sir? Pagka yung ganun na flow?
Sa money laundering kasi, especially sa money laundering predicated on corruption, bribery, or malversation and plunder, which is the case here in the flood control project, there are different modes of laundering funds. One is using the financial system. Using the financial system is to deposit or withdraw funds through the banks or our financial institutions and other covered persons or reporting entities of the AMLC. One is buying properties, personal or real properties. Nakita naman natin dito na yung mga possibly involved in flood corruption projects have a lot of personal and real properties. Isa naman din pong mode of laundering funds is not depositing them in the financial system, not putting them inside the financial system. And nakita rin naman natin sa investigasyon ng Senado, yung iba nilalagay sa bahay, sa condominium, at sa hideout ng ating mga allegedly bagman. Yung mga nasusundan po ng AMLC sa ngayon ay yung mga nire-report po ng ating covered persons, yung mga through the STRs saka CTRs na palagi nating naririnig. Nasusundan po din natin yung mga real properties saka mga personal properties through our coordination with the Land Registration Authority, with CAAP, Marina, at iba pang agency ng government to which these personal and real properties are registered. Yan po ang nasusundan natin, nako-cover natin dito sa freeze order na in-issue ng Court of Appeals. As to the cash na tinago po sa mga bahay at sa mga hideouts po, yan po ay patuloy na iniimbestigahan, kasama po natin ng NBI at ng DOJ para po malaman po at makuha pa rin yung mga ganong mga pondo na tinago po sa ibang lugar.
kahit sikreto, hindi dumadaan sa financial system, gagastusin nila yung pera na yun. So papasok yun sa mga property, sa mga kotse, and you will be able to detect.
Yes. Posible po na gamitin nila for other purposes, katulad ng mapagbili po ng mga personal and real properties na nabanggit natin kanina.
Thank you very much, everyone. So